Jay Thomas Morning Blend. I'm here today with Ashley O'Neill with Midwest Bank Center. Good morning. How are you?
I'm great. How are you, Mr. Thomas?
I'm doing really good. I'm so glad that Midwest Bank Center, is one of our sponsors for this particular segment. The segment it is what is the economic impact of the African American community in St. Louis, along with inclusion. But let's talk a little bit about what you do. You're with Midwest Bank Center, and you work in retail.
I do.
So tell us about what you do and some of the things that you have to, what you're expecting to see.
Gotcha. So I have been with Midwest Bank Center now going on 3 years. And as the retail market manager, I'm responsible for our 17 branch locations that we have here in the St. Louis area, essentially focusing in on employee development, coaching, sales performance. Coming from a larger institution, I know, numbers is something that was always important. And being at any company that you work for, you have goals that have to be met. So one of the things since joining Midwest Bank Center, I sat back and I saw what was working, what wasn't working when it came to the retail line of business. And there were a lot of things that, I learned from coming from a larger institution that my team here had no experience in or hadn't been trained on. So, one of the things I came in originally out the gate was, okay, we need to develop certain training classes, maybe fine tweak some of the training curriculum that we already have, because I want to be sure that as my team is interacting with customers, they're not being pushy salespeople, but they're listening for keywords so that they can advise the customer on what's needed to help them with their financial needs. So one of the things that, I'm doing as I'm looking at numbers and I'm looking at branch performance, because I want my team to do well. I'm working with my leaders and my bankers to say, how can we fine tune that conversation? If you hear a customer mention, oh, I'm thinking about buying a home, what should your next reaction be? What should be your next statement? Not, oh, really, congratulations. Like, great, we do want to say congratulations, but then also, how do we go about positioning what we have here at Midwest Bank Center to offer our customer versus them going to a competitor down the street. So at any point in time, I could be at any of my 17 locations, whether it is in North City, whether it's South City, whether it's Jefferson County. I could be anywhere at any time. For me, it's a thing of, again, employee engagement is something that's very important. I feel like if I have engaged team members, then that will turn into, having a great customer experience, which will, of course, create engaged customers as well, but then would also, in the long run, help grow share of wallet of what the customer has with Midwest Bank Center, which leads to the bank being profitable. So it's a win-win situation.
So in response to this long one, that was very good. I appreciate that. What I'd like to hear about is tell us specifically about your two centers. The one being over by Friendly Temple and the other one at 24th at Pagedale.
Pagedale. Uh-huh.
Right, 24-1. So let's talk about those two in particular, because they have different needs.
They do. So I will share for both locations, being in great areas, the Pagedale community, just as an example, that is a very vast growing community. I see lots of change every time I'm over in the area, whether it's work related or even, personal. My church is not far from there. One of the things I'm like, oh, this is coming. Oh, look at this, look at that. The addition of Carter Commons, I told my leader for the Pagedale branch, I said, this is a beautiful facility and we need to figure out a way how to market this area to get our customers to utilize that space. Or if we have networks outside of NBC, supporting Carter Commons for, meetings and going for lunch, just trying to find something different. I think that within both of my branches, both Friendly Temple and Pagedale, the one thing that we have to keep in mind is that we do a lot of educating. Whether it is, this is my first time having an account and I just don't know what to do, or, I made some bad choices early in life and I don't think I can get a bank account. Like, what can I do to start over? Or the telltale that we see quite a bit, those that are credit challenged. We really have to go in and work with them. But I tell my team to share with the customers. If the customer is willing to do the work, we have the resources that are available to help you make better choices moving forward when it comes to your financial needs. So I think, as I look at both areas, do we have a large presence of other financial institutions in the area? No. You might find a sprinkle here, a sprinkle there, but with Midwest Bank Center, we're vested in the communities in which we serve. And I tell my team all the time, whatever you need for, or what you're hearing that your customers need, we need to know, because we want to be sure that we're meeting the customer in the middle for what they need, but then also wanting to be sure that the client doesn't feel like, oh, I got to go to Clayton to take care of this, or I'm gonna have to go to West County to get this done. I tell people all the time, the community in which you live, you should be able to take care of all of your needs, whether that's going to the bank, going to the grocery store, going to Walgreens, whatever that looks like. So I want, for those that live in that area, I want them to view Midwest Bank Center as their partner, not someone that's out to get them. And I apologize, I'm going. We know that in St. Louis, we have the highest population of unbanked persons in the state of Missouri. So, one of the things that in my years of retail banking, I have to tell people, you can trust the bank. You can't trust your mattress to hold on to your money. You can't trust that safe deposit box that you might have stashed in the closet at your house. Things happen. A bank should be someone that you should trust. But I also tell people all the time, you don't bank with the bank, you bank with the person. Okay. My thing is, you build a relationship with your banker, whether that's the branch manager, whether that's a universal banker. You build that relationship and you tell them, this is what I need, and I need your help in getting this with what I need. By all means, as those relationships are formed and that trust is formed, you'll have a customer for life. My prior institution that I worked for, I still have customers calling me today, and I haven't worked there for over 3 years. And I've had customers say, wherever you are, that's where I'm going. So again, it's all about relationship. It's not about the actual bank itself. It's the relationship that's going to be key.
Ashley, I like that. Vested in the community. I think a lot of people appreciate that.
Yep.
Ashley O'Neal with Midwest Bank Center, thank you so much for joining us on Morning Blend. We really appreciate it. Thank you again.
Thank you for having me.